Hi, I'm Kristen West of Circus of the Dead and Seeking Valentina, and you're watching The 13th Wolfman.
Hey, everybody, you know who I am. I'm the 13th Wolfman. And you know what? I got my buddy Billy Pon back for a second time. He's going to be talking Circus of the Dead. I got one of the people from Circus of the Dead, Kristin West. Welcome to sit down.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Billy.
What's up, buddy?
Okay, let's get the giant white elephant out of the room. You can talk about it, okay? What's going on with Circus?
Circus of the Dead is, I never made a movie. I just got everybody's money and just made something and just made this buzz so high there's not really a movie. So I just wanted to say how far. No, actually, we've got the deal and we're just waiting for the final contract and we will be signing.
Right on. You heard it? You heard it. Billy's waiting for the contract. When it's signed, everyone's going to finally get to see Circus of the Dead. I've seen it. I loved it. I mean, dude, this movie is going to go over big. I'm telling you right now.
I hope so, buddy. I really hope so because I want to make another one. And if this does bad, I won't be making any more. I don't guess.
I think you will. I mean, I don't see you being a, one shot. You're too creative.
Yeah, I hope not. I've been answering a lot of questions about Circus. It's taken on a life of its own. It's every convention I go to, it's more and more people talk about it. So even like Frightmare, we didn't even screen this year, and we're still the most talked about movie out there this weekend.
Well, I have some friends that were going to Frightmare this last week, and I'm like, you got to go over, say hi to Billy Pon, tell him the 13th Wolfman sent you, and ask him about Circus.
I had some come by and said the 13th Wolfman sent you, or sent them, and I said, y'all need to get the fuck away from my table now. That's what I said.
Cool.
No, I'm just kidding, buddy. Actually, I just patted him on the butt and took care of himself.
It's good to know that you respect him that much. And Kristin, you were in Circus. You played Investigator West. What was it like working with Billy?
Billy has a sick mind, but he has a big heart, and that's one of the best things about him. And I love working with Billy. And Billy didn't kill me in the movie, so maybe there's a second shot to get me dead. But Billy has an amazing imagination. He really created the story world of Circus of the Dead in a really unique way. And if you haven't had the opportunity to see it at a convention or a film festival, do see it when it's out, because Billy has a tremendous sense of art in this film that I think is unique and different, and that's what I loved. I actually saw it at Days of the Dead about a month ago, wasn't it, Billy?
Yes.
And I saw it projected for the first time, and if you need to see it projected to really appreciate what Billy has done.
I believe that. I mean, Billy was nice enough to let me watch a screener of it, and so I watched it at home on the computer, and it's a beautiful film. It's well done. It's well crafted. I got nothing bad to say about this. I love that Camaro. But yeah, I believe it, man. You got to see this on the regular giant silver screen to get the full picture.
I don't, that's the thing when you make a movie like this, though, is like, I could have compromised, and I had a lot of offers, too, about if I cut the movie down and cut some stuff out of it. But, I mean, not to be like a Billy Badass or something, but I have to be a rebel on it because I feel like that's the vision. You know what I mean? And if we tone Popcorn down, then he wasn't supposed to be toned down. He was supposed to be extreme. And but I don't think a movie like this can end up in the theaters yet. Even though The Walking Dead and American Horror Story is pushing the envelope, sexually with horror and all this kind of stuff, I still don't think they're quite ready for it yet. So in 10 more years, Circus of the Dead will probably be paid. And, those standards. So,
well, I mean, there is another person out there right now that's making a movie about a clown. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep. Leo Pond.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Leo. Yeah.
You already stole my last name.
He just added a D.
Yeah, I know he's doing.
No, I'm talking about the filthy one himself, Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what? I like to say though on that though is like, when I went and seen House of a Thousand Corpses, I fell in love with Sid Haig and Captain Spaulding. So it's like in a way, it kind of influenced me for Circus of the Dead. So, that's how I see it, and I just hope it's a good movie. I wasn't crazy about Lords of Salem too much.
I love that movie.
But yeah, maybe I was just a little sleepy when I watched it. But they had like a pope with red penises or something there, and I laughed out loud, but I was the only one laughing out loud. So I don't know if that was a good thing, but I hope he sees my movie someday and hope he likes it. I gave it to John 5, hoping it would get back, but I never heard anything back. But anytime you give your movie to a famous person, Kristin, remember this too, is they don't ever watch that stuff. Unless you sit with them and make them watch it, they don't watch that stuff. They act like, oh, well, thank you so much. I'm going to check this out. They don't check out shit. Famous people don't check out shit.
There are those few exceptions.
Well, when it comes out to mainstream, maybe they will because then it's out. But maybe they don't want to see something that hasn't been put out yet because they don't want to be, held liable if their idea is close to that or something like that. Maybe it's a legal thing too.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say, so Rob's putting out 31, which is about a crazy ass clown, and he's because of his name, it's going to get in the theater.
Yeah, but. Well, good luck, because I don't know, he might have ruined his reputation with that last one because that didn't even have a week-long stay in the theaters, that last one. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully it does. But yeah, you're right because of his name. But you know what? You got to start somewhere. And I think once this movie comes out, and if people act like they are at these conventions about when they watch it, they're going to become, hardcore fanatics, and they're going to start spreading the word like, rabies or something. It's just going to go everywhere really fast. I hope so.
But my point is the fact that if they're going to put Rob Zombie's 31 out there, Circus of the Dead is going to be right behind the man.
I wish. that would be an
it's
awesome
good. It is really, really good. I believe it. I can see this movie in the theater, man.
That's one of those things like when I go to bed, is like I pray and I say, Jesus, please make my penis grow to be like a porn star penis. And it like never happened in all these years of me living. So it's like, that's how the theatrical thing for Circus, that would be like a dream come true. But I would believe it when I see it. Let's say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kristin, you're doing your own thing here in LA. Well, in LA, you got Seeking Valentina.
Yeah, I do. It's a short film. It's very Lynchian-esque. It's a psychological thriller about grief, and it's about a writer whose wife dies, and then he takes in a mysterious tenant, Valentina, played by me, and she's eerily similar to the dead wife, and it's for the audience to decide whether she's a ghost, a runaway, or a hallucination, or something else. And so if you like Lynch, if you like Twin Peaks, it's very much in that vein, and we've been going to festivals all over the world with the film, which is exciting. And we actually were nominated for the Rondo Hatton Award this year for Best Short Film. We got honorable mention, and that was a really big affirmation from our fans, and in no small part Billy's fans who voted for the film because I was in it too. So it's still going around. We just played at Bare Bones International in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and we're going to be playing, actually, strangely enough, at Love International Film Festival in Los Angeles in July, and that film festival is all about films about love and how love can go right and how love can go wrong. In this case, it was kind of wrong in our film. So it's been an exciting journey to do a short film, and I look forward to playing it more and sharing it with people. We definitely want to create a long-term future for the film. We've talked about doing a serial version of it, more of a television web series type content. We've also talked about putting it with anthologies of other short films. So we're trying to find a life for it beyond the festival circuit, because usually short films don't get distribution. But I'm really excited to be part of it and to have made it. And working with filmmakers like Billy and seeing the risks they take to make their films and the heart that they put into their films is really inspiring to me. And just really glad to be part of that journey too.
Yeah, that's great because like I can see it. I saw the movie once and I can see that Billy just put everything that is in his heart in this movie. As twisted and as fun as it is, you can just see it's built with it's built on a foundation of just the fact that he's trying to mess with the people watching it, but he just loves what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying love. That it was. I tell everybody, I said, making a film, it's fun afterwards, talking about how fun it was making it. But in actuality, man, it is tough. Like when Kristin come down, I bet she wasn't there for maybe a day and a half at most. And we were behind a day and a half when she got there. So we were just flying so much. But other than saying hi, introducing yourself to somebody and getting your stuff and then moving on, we did that for a month and a half. So it was just so hard. But I was given a panel, doing a panel at Texas Frightmare with Chuck Norfolk and his fiance, Cortney Sandifer. And that's what I told somebody. I said, everybody in that room, so they're going to make a film, and they're going to sell it in distribution. I said, nobody in here is going to be a millionaire. Nobody in here is going to be famous, including myself. I said, if you're doing this for fame or money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Do it because you love it. If I was broke and a hobo, I'd be making, films with my iPhone or something, that's what I'm going to do is I want to tell stories and, do it because you love it. Don't do it because you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme because that sure the hell's not going to happen in the movie business.
Yeah. No, I see. I know what you're saying. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you built this movie, like I said, you built this movie on the foundation of love because you just said it. If you're a hobo, you'd be making with your iPhone, which is a viable thing nowadays, man.
Yeah. Well, it's just creativity. I told those people too, and Kristin sees this stuff too, is when you get into this filmmaking thing is like, sometimes even a simple story is okay. It's like where these indie guys are going wrong is execution. It's like, we pick up a bad lighting or bad camera or bad sound, and it's turning people off before they can get into the story. If we can, and then if you look at these mainstream films that kind of suck, but they make it to theaters, they got really good execution. We have to, indie-wise, we have to get better with our execution. It needs to look professional, so that way you don't turn people off enough, take them out of the story and stuff.
That's really
yeah.
true.
Unbalanced sound is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
That will take anybody out. First thing, unbalanced sound. I saw some stuff that was shot really beautifully recently, but the sound, I went, why didn't they balance the sound? And the thing is that you really have to take care with every frame. Every frame that Billy makes in Circus of the Dead you can tell that somebody didn't just, turn on the camera and shoot. It was planned out. With Seeking Valentina, we took a great deal of time with the art department, just like Billy did, to make every frame have some sort of layers of meaning. And that's what's important. I totally agree with Billy about execution, is that, that old maxim of fools rush in where angels fear to tread. You can't rush things. There's this sort of thing, we got to get it out there. We got to get it out there. Well, you have to plan it and care for it and tend to it. You're not growing a weed. You're trying to grow a mighty tree. And that's what I think is one of the most important things when you're planning your project, whether it's short or feature.
I got an idea. Let's show some of this execution you're talking about. We have the trailer for Seeking Valentina. Would you like to introduce it, Kristin?
Yes, I would. Seeking Valentina was directed by Armin Nasri. I produced and I acted in the film as the lead Valentina. For 6 days in Southern California, we journeyed over 500 miles. Some of our locations were very far apart, mostly on location on a shoestring budget. And we've had 15 official selections and numerous awards. And I'm very proud to show this to you, actually.
What have you been dreaming about?
Everything is blue. I turned my office into a bedroom and put it for rent.
I saw the sign outside that said you had a room for rent.
I can't find her.
Of course you can't. She's dead.
I need to find her.
And that is Seeking Valentina. It,
you.
you said something about wanting to turn this into a TV show, but didn't you have a plan on doing a TV show before called Sinan San?
Yeah, I have Sinan San, and I've tried to find an audience for it over the years, and I think it's very much political, and so as the political waves toss and turn, so does the perception of what I wrote. I've had it read by a few people, and it's like the South Texas version of Dallas, and it's about fracking and the drama of fracking in South Texas, and when people who have old cattle ranches, which are common down there, suddenly come into new money with oil. So I'm working on finding an audience for that. The project is very special to me, so I kind of am a little overprotective of it, but I'm glad you brought it up. When I was in the Miss Texas a few years ago, not too long ago. So it's a multi-generational drama, very similar to Dallas.
Sounds interesting. Yeah, I was wondering what happened to it because I remember a couple of years ago you did an interview where you were talking about it.
Yeah, I had had it pitched at one of the a major lots in town. It was looked at, it was considered, and some things went awry. And then as sort of politics changed, I sort of put it to the side. I'm looking to get it back out again. I'm glad you brought it up. And I'm working on other stuff too. Also, I'm doing a lot of script consulting these days as well. So I have a few writers that I work with where I will just give them notes and work on other projects. So I'm very much active in creating content as well, which is nice.
Yeah, you have a few shorts. You get, well, of course, Seeking Valentina, Strangers in a Box.
Strangers in a Book.
Oh, okay.
Strangers in a Box could be a new one.
I'm sorry. That's the sequel to Circus of the Dead.
There we go.
And Fifth Helena Drive.
Yeah, so Strangers in a Book is actually, I produced that with Vita Ghaffari. And Vita Ghaffari, you've seen her on shows like Mind of Mencia and the Mindy Project. She also does a lot of independent horror. She's going to be in Circus of Dread. I don't know who directs that film off the top of my head, but she's attached to Circus of Dread. And she's really wonderful. And after working with me on Seeking Valentina, we got together and she had a short film she wanted to do that was written by Pedram Nawab, who's an award-winning writer and very big in the literary scene. He actually wrote a novel called Without Anesthesia, which is an award-winning novel. He has a very dark, twisted side of him, and he wanted to get into screenwriting and producing. So we produced this film together. The point of the film, tells her mysterious things about her life, and then she goes on a quest to find the owner. It's also a short film. It's going to play at the Marche du Film, I believe, late May at Cannes, and it also played at Finno Film Festival in Germany, and also was at Action on Film and won Best Guerrilla Short at Action on Film, which was really great. Fifth Helena Drive, I was working with Kate Marzullo, who did Phoenix Song as well. And Fifth Helena Drive is actually a dramatization of the death of a very famous blonde. You have to watch the movie to know who the blonde is, but it's a dramatization of the death of that famous person. And she's still trying to get it out of post. There's a little some difficulties with post right now. But, if you've ever worked with Kate, she's very good with period drama. And she has an amazing sense of costume and period design. And I always enjoy working with her because of that.
Do you ever see yourself doing what Billy does, sliding behind the camera and directing?
That. I think what makes Billy successful and makes any good director successful a very strong point of view. I would helm that one. But most of the time, I'm happy to act and produce and do those kinds of things. But if I really felt strongly that it needed to be told in a certain way, I would.
Cool. So, Billy.
Yes.
When you're not making movies, you're usually sitting around playing with your instrument.
Doing that or watching film.
Yeah. And you got her laughing. And but no, you're a big Hendrix fan.
Big time Hendrix fan. I kind of went back though. I stumbled on the Lonely Boys when they first come out at Best Buy, and I said, "If you like Stevie Ray," and I said, "Well, I kind of like Stevie Ray." And then the Lonely Boys got me into Stevie Ray, and then I just did everything I could possibly do on Stevie Ray. And then Stevie Ray got me into Jimmy, and then I just fell in love with Jimmy. I've always liked him, but I didn't get into him as much as I did until that happened, and now I can't get out of it. I haven't put it down now for about 10 years. So.
Yeah, you have a great tribute band that plays that does.
I wouldn't call it great now. Well, man, that's a exaggeration.
Well, you posted something not too long ago of I think it was 2 or 3 years ago at some kind of festival where you guys were doing a Voodoo Child.
Oh yeah, actually that was just a year ago, almost today. Yeah, I was at I like to do a lot of charity stuff. So people try to hire us all the time to play, but I only mostly do charity events. So that was for a rehab telethon for a rehab center where they have like kids with, CP and adults with CP and stuff like that, and people that's had strokes and stuff like that. So I just feel like the older I get, the less, success and fame and all that kind of stuff. I don't care about that as much as it is. I think you're only going to be like fulfilled in life doing other things for other people. And that's how I'm kind of trying to live my life now, is doing that kind of stuff. So even like Circus of the Dead, it's helped a lot of people. Some come out of their shell, some get noticed, even Bill, he's like, a great actor. And, I want him to be seen as something other than, getting typecast in something. So I think this part, when this movie comes out, people are going to see it and he'll get, an HBO role or something. The same thing with Parrish. Like Parrish was always typecast as a bad guy, and he played a dad that did a lot of crying and stuff in here, a lot of drama stuff. So it was fun to see, those guys stretch their wings and get to do something they usually don't do, and maybe get the notoriety they deserve or something, and that's everybody in the movie. That's what I try to do as best I can. Kristin did real good too, but it's, as you can tell when you watch the movie, it's like Popcorn was the movie. And then anything else that wasn't the clowns, it just seemed like it didn't fit as much anymore. And that's why those scenes ended up kind of falling out, because the original movie, my original rough cut, was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah. And now it's at 1:45. So think about that. I mean, we cut out a lot of stuff out of that movie.
Yeah. No, I think it's great that you're working on what you want your legacy to be and who you want to be remembered as, man. So.
Well, that's the movies, when we're filming the movies. I don't know if Kristin heard me said that, because sometimes when women are around, I try to be on good behavior. Sometimes not. But I always say, this is going to be out in the world forever after we're all dead and gone. So let's make some brilliant shit. This could be around forever. After I'm dead and gone, this movie could still be around. I just want it to be as good. Anything I ever do or touch, I want it to be as good as it could possibly be. No excuses.
That needs to be chiseled on your tombstone, man.
Yeah.
We're not going to be around forever, so let's make some brilliant shit.
Yeah, but I think what I'm going to chisel on my tombstone is just pimp.
That'll work too.
Yeah. Okay. No, pimp, not blimp. Who said blimp?
I didn't say. I'm not one to talk, so I didn't say.
I got to do. What's funny is anything I set my mind to, I do good, and I got to figure this diet thing out someday. So that's the last thing on my list to ever deal with. But it seems like to write and stuff like that, I kind of feel like I'm a blues musician. To write the deep, dark stuff, me and Lee, are kind of. Lee Ankrum, my co-writer, kind of just messed up individuals where we kind of go to a dark place to, dig up this stuff and to write. And, that's what food does for me, is it's my comfort, and that's what, saves me at the end of the day, is knowing I'm going to get a cheeseburger or something, so, but I got to do better about it. So that way, you don't put blimp on my tombstone. You can put pimp.
Pimp.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Billy Pon.
Yeah.
I thought you had Papa Loves You on your tombstone, Billy. I'm
What'd you-
surprised.
What's that? Papa loves you?
I thought you'd have Papa Loves You on your tombstone.
Well, call it a hunch, but I bet you I'm going to get a lot of that, like, with the Sharpie on there, and I'll get a lot of Taste Like Slut wrote on there. So.
Billy, Chris, I want to thank you guys for coming by. Sit down. Got to get ready for the live show, So, oh, not a problem. Dude, you're welcome back. You're both welcome back anytime. I love this. This was a nice, great talking. So, Kristin, if people are looking for you, where can they find you on the net?
I'm on Twitter at Kristin, KRISTIN_West. I also have a Facebook fan page, and my website is www.kristinwest.net.
And those will be in the show notes down below. And, of course, Billy?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say, go do yourself a challenge and see. If you really want to find me, then you'll find me. So I'm not going to tell you anything. Let's just see what happens.
Let's
Put
just
in
see.
camp and see what comes up.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're looking for Billy, hashtag it. Pimp, Papa Loves You, or Tastes Like Slut.
There you go.
And with that, for Kristin West and Billy Pon, I'm the 13th Wolfman. Of course, I'm on the prowl.